Ba, ba, ba. Welcome back, guys. Welcome to another episode of Monday Night Live. Tonight we're going to be talking about moving the needle. This is kind of like a little saying that I've been kind of using in the last couple of weeks, and kind of like the idea of it is that our average of what we do just improves over time in terms of what we can do on a daily basis, on a regular basis. It just gets better over time. So I'll give you an example. So a personal example of mine, I'm running a 1x20 program. This was created by mWith. That was in another, I spoke about the 1x20 program in another Monday Night Live. And the one thing that I noticed this time doing it versus the previous time doing it, especially with some of my lifts, like the bench press, I'm not really into bench pressing, believe it or not, but I found that this time around, I found my bench pressing was so much better in terms of how much load I could actually move for 20 repetitions. The previous time I did it was probably April last year, and I worked up to about 90 kilos for 20 repetitions, which is not too bad. This time around, I've managed to get 100 kilos for 20 repetitions. So I've just basically moved my average over time, just continued training, just continue to get better, continue to move better, continue to focus on things over time. So that's kind of like a personal experience of mine. I notice some clients as well, their averages are just getting better over time, just the amount of reps, sets, and weight that they accumulate just allows them to get better. So what I mean by that, so they might be doing 3 sets of 8 or 3 sets of 10 of a certain exercise at a certain weight. When they come to revisit that exercise a little bit later on down the track, so we change the exercise variability, then we get them doing the same exercise, and they could potentially do it for more sets, more reps, or more weight. So their average has just improved over time as a result. And I think this is really critical to understand in track programs and over time is you want to be able to revisit what you've done and kind of average out how much load that you've lifted and actually kind of compare it to the present and actually see whether or not progress is being made, whether your average load has increased, the reps, the sets has increased, some metric that you can simply measure. For most people, it would just be weight, maybe just a 1 RM, or just doing like or just measuring set PRs or rep PRs and kind of comparing them over time. So you might do a 3 RM on squat, back squat from previous time, and you measure it to now and whether or not that's actually increased. So if it has increased, the needle's obviously moved, then you can actually start working with higher numbers as a result, and basically just shows that you've improved on what you've previously done. And that's basically what moving the needle is just basically improving on what you've previously done, and as a result, you're able to do more of what you've done in the past. That's pretty much it. There's nothing glamorous about it, but I think it's more just a good learning tool and a learning curve. It's just to move your averages over time. The one thing I have found is a lot of people will try and work really hard, bust their balls from session to session, and they might only be able to do that for 2 weeks, rather than looking at it from a longevity point of view. That you want to be think of training as something that becomes a part of you that you can just do on a regular basis, you feel comfortable doing and progressing over time. And yeah, that's basically moving the needle. You don't want to push hard, but you constantly want to look at moving that average over time. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Future news, for those who are Crunch Fitness Mentone members, I'll be running a little bit of a competition, so keep your eyes out for that. I'll be putting up some promotional stuff for the details in the club. For those who are looking to sign up and do semi-private training or PT training, please leave a comment below or directly message me, see whether or not you're suitable. If you're interested, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But for those athletes out there, this is the time to start assessing where you currently are and start to move forward for your next season, especially for those who are playing winter sports. This is the perfect time to start moving forward. Until next week, peace.